Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Dallas Cowboys bold predictions for Week 1 vs. Browns. The NFL is back, and one of its most highly anticipated Week 1 matchups this weekend features the Dallas Cowboys facing off against the Cleveland Browns on the road at the newly renamed Huntington Bank Field. And it's not just because it's Tom Brady's broadcast debut on Fox. As usual, the Cowboys have been dominating the headlines all offseason, but maybe for the wrong reasons. It's all been about financials and new contracts, nothing too serious like player suspensions or worse. But Dallas fans could be witnessing the swan song for Dak Prescott, who is still in ongoing negotiations with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones about a new contract. Jones and the team have already secured one of their star players whose contract was a major talking point this offseason. They signed wide receiver CeeDee Lamb to a 4-year, $136 million extension. This could also, however, be another sign that Prescott's time in a Dallas uniform might be coming to an end. If this is indeed the last season for this group led by Prescott, they begin their final campaign together against what should be a tough Browns team. Both teams are coming off postseason appearances, though both were knocked out in their first games. There's a lot to prove for this year's Cowboys team, who lost many important pieces during the offseason. It will be crucial for this team to start on a positive note, as many are down on them this year. With that said, let's dive into bold predictions for the Cowboys against the Browns in Week 1. One of the many questions surrounding the 2024 Cowboys is the running back position. Dallas lost Tony Pollard in free agency and initially did nothing to fill the void he left. They also didn't select one in the draft. Later, the Cowboys went back to familiarity and brought back Ezekiel Elliott and recently signed Dalvin Cook. However, one of the few who remained on the roster from last season is 26-year-old Rico Dowdle. In 3 seasons, Dowdle has just 96 carries for 385 yards and 2 touchdowns. With Cook still needing to acclimate to the team and learn the playbook and Elliott aged and likely getting fewer carries, Dowdle is set to gain the most yards out of the 3. Look for him to be the leading rusher on Sunday. When Prescott hits the field Sunday against the Browns, he'll be going up against last year's leader in total defense. The Browns led the NFL in passing defense, allowing just 164.7 yards per game. With what may be a minimal rushing attack from the Cowboys, the team's only real remaining skill position player is CeeDee Lamb. Oh, and he's currently listed as out for the game on Sunday, per ESPN. The remaining group includes Brandon Cooks and Jalen Tolbert as the top targets. Everything is going against Prescott in this game so far, and they haven't even kicked off yet. So, it would come as no surprise if he falls way shy of 200 yards passing. He did that in 4 games last season. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott reveals the one reason he wants to sign a contract extension. Head coach Mike McCarthy, for example, was not given a contract extension following the 2023 NFL season even though he is entering the final year of his deal. Despite back-to-back seasons with a 12-5 record, the Cowboys are just 1-3 in the NFL playoffs during his tenure. For a team that is starved for postseason success, that simply is not good enough. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, too, is entering the final year of his current contract and has not, yet, been given an extension offer that he feels is acceptable. Once the Cowboys were eliminated from the NFL playoffs in embarrassing fashion by the Green Bay Packers, it was well known that the team wanted to extend Prescott. However, it was also an accepted fact league-wide that the price to do so would be high. Throughout the course of the NFL offseason, 4 different quarterbacks signed contract extensions worth $53 million a season or more. Jordan Love of the Packers and Trevor Lawrence of the Jacksonville Jaguars signed deals worth $55 million a year, while Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions got $53 million annually and Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins got $53.1 million. Prescott is presumed to be asking for more than $55 million a year, which would make him the highest-paid quarterback in NFL history. And while the extension has not been completed yet, both sides truly desire to get it done. For Prescott, there is really one reason why he is so motivated to re-sign with Dallas instead of testing free agency. During his media availability on Thursday, Prescott was asked what it would mean for him to win a Super Bowl with the Cowboys. According to John Machota of The Athletic, Prescott replied, "That's what motivates me on being here, honestly, is to be the quarterback that does it, that wins it. I don't think that winning it any other place would be the same as winning it here. That's one why I want to be here, to be honest with you." It is clear that creating a championship legacy is important to Prescott. He obviously does not really want to play anywhere else than with the only NFL team he has ever suited up for. Hopefully he will get that long-expected extension soon. Denzel Ward reveals his thoughts on facing Dak Prescott. The Cleveland Browns and Dallas Cowboys both enter the upcoming season with plenty to prove. The Browns are coming off a disappointing end to an emotional season that saw them become the most resilient team in the league. The Cowboys, on the other hand, were supposed to be contenders after a strong regular season and imploded in the playoffs. With that in mind, star CB Denzel Ward talked about how excited he was about getting back on the field for the start of the regular season, via Daryl Ruiter. When asked about Dak Prescott, he said he is a very good quarterback who can stretch the field and has plenty of weapons. He also stated that he was looking forward to matching up with CeeDee Lamb, as it's always fun to go against the number one guys in the league and other teams. Prescott and Lamb have developed elite chemistry, and even if the All-Pro wideout missed training camp and the preseason with a contract dispute, he should get back to his dominant ways as soon as he takes the field. Then again, the Browns have one of the best defenses in the game, especially at home, and they should put plenty of pressure on Prescott right off the bat. The Cowboys' running back committee is far from impressive, and trusting Prescott to win a game for them has rarely worked. Still, anything can happen in the first week of the season when both teams are still shaking off the rust. The Cleveland Browns made the playoffs last year despite starting 5 quarterbacks throughout the season, but they are hoping they will only need one quarterback this time around now that Deshaun Watson is healthy and ready to go ahead of Week 1. After years of not looking like the player he once was, the critics are down on the Browns going into this season, and Watson has a message for those people in regards to their low expectations. When speaking in a recent press conference, Watson said, "Perfect. We're just gonna go under the radar and work. We don't get into all the power rankings and people's opinions." And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Denzel Ward? Leave your opinion in the comments.